It is said that music goes beyond boundaries and it breaks all the language barriers. To understand music, it is not necessary that we have to understand a particular language. Hello and welcome to Candid with Partha. In the first episode of 2025, I have with me the very talented Ananth Pradhan, all the way from Sikkim. Though right now he is not in Sikkim, but he is from Sikkim. Ananth, welcome to my show.
Hi. And it's really nice to be on your show, and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for coming to my show. I see a very interesting T-shirt that you have worn, The Adventures of Tintin. So, are you a Tintin fan?
Yep, I am a Tintin fan. I have all the volumes of Tintin comics, each and every one of them.
Oh, that's nice.
So, not only that, I'm a huge animation and comics fan, and been for the throughout my childhood, and even now also. Though I'm pushing around 45 or something, but still, I enjoy comics all the time.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. For those who don't know, could you like just tell me in brief that how you got into the music scene?
My interest in music started from home itself. So my mom, she's very interested in classical music. She sings a bit. She's not a professional, but she loves singing. And as far as all the the Western side of my musical taste is concerned, I have to credit that to my father, actually. When I was very young, I still remember we used to have those, those huge vinyl records, right? So we used to have them. My father's collection, I mean, it had the Beatles and Elton John and Deep Purple and all that. So I used to listen to all that, and I soon, developed a taste especially in rock music for myself. Now, after that, the first time I performed, I was 14 years old. I performed in school at an event called Day Scholars Day with, so that's how it started. So been in this line for well over 3 decades now, but that's how it started.
The time when you started off and this is 2025. How do you see this transition of music that has taken place in the industry or in the rock scenario?
Main thing is that as far as the attitude of the parents and the families are concerned, that used to be one of the main things that used to act like a hurdle especially for rock musicians, at that time. There was a disbelief that if a guy starts performing and he gets deeply into rock music and metal and all that, it was like Londa bigad gaya types, So it was more or less like that. Yeah, so that's how it was. Nowadays it's not like that. The parents are more understanding. The equipment wise also, when we first started, it used to be like we never had really good guitars or drums or all those instruments, foreign goods and all that. We never used to have, and it would be something like in all the town in Gangtok where I'm from, okay. In all of Gangtok, there were two really good guitars, not guitarists, there were a lot of them, but guitars, the equipment. Okay. So there were just two of them. My band's guitarist used to go there and ask for them, borrow it from them to play at a show. The next time they would come and borrow something from us. So that's how we used to do it, But nowadays it's very different. All you have to do is stay home, just order it online, and guitars come all the way from Singapore, US, Mexico. They get it. So that's how it is.
So I have one question regarding the rock connection with Northeast. We have some very talented rock musicians from this part of the country. Why is it so? Why as a musician yourself who comes from this part of the region, why do you think that rock music has had that much of an bigger influence
on the Northeast?
In the Northeast as
in the region. The way I see it, right, the way in layman's terms, what I see is that one of the main reasons is that this region, the Northeast region, right, it borders around other countries, say for instance Nepal and all that, right. For Sikkim at least, right, Sikkim and Darjeeling, of course, Nepal is very near, and Nepal used to be a place where lots of Western tourists and all, they all used to come and visit Nepal, for tourism and all that. And with them, the Nepalese people from Nepal, right? They used to get all the knowledge, and they used to get some knowledge about what rock music is. It is not just rock music, but Western music on the whole. Pop, rock, everything, right? Country, everything. And there used to be cassettes, tapes and cassettes that used to be available over there in Nepal. Thanks to all those foreigner tourists who used to come over there, because of those influences. And we would get pirated copies of those tapes and all that for us. So that was one of the main reasons, I guess, because as far as the rest of India is concerned, now maybe they did not have access to all the, tapes and all that we used to get, even though it was pirated. Now it's a totally different game. Now the entire country is open to whatever kind of music you want to listen to. You just click a button and it's there for you, right? You pay a little money and it's there for you. In our region, that's how it started, I believe. The influence came mainly from Nepal, mainly from Kathmandu, right? The Western influence came. And as far as the other parts of Northeast are concerned, I believe that even Christianity plays a big role in that, because I believe that gospel music, right? The Christian gospel music that they have, they use all the instruments that they use are mostly the instruments that general bands use, right? They use guitars, bass guitars, keyboards, drums, and all that, right? So that was also there. So in that way, also, I think once people started to relate to gospel music in a more rock format kind of a thing, right? It slowly delved into other sides, other subjects, rather than just religion. So that's how it came about. I believe that's how it is. Christianity is pretty big in the Northeast. Right. And so due to gospels and all, that's how it came about. That's, how I feel.
Whenever we speak about Northeast music, though Darjeeling is not a part of Northeast, it automatically comes to our mind. Why is it so that Northeast, especially from the rock scene, why is it so that we can connect with the musicians from Darjeeling so closely?
Though Darjeeling is not a state, it's a part of West Bengal, and West Bengal, on the whole, it doesn't count as a state of the Northeast, right? The Seven Sisters, it doesn't count as that. But the thing is that in Darjeeling, most of the people who are there from Darjeeling, from that area, right? They are just like the people of the Northeast. They are of Nepalese origin, of Tibetan origin, of Sikkimese origin, the Lepchas, So, as far as the borders are concerned, it may be a part of West Bengal, but the people out there, their mentality, they are absolutely the same as the mentality of other states and other places in the Northeast.
Okay, coming back to you, I have been a huge fan of your band, Still Waters. You were one of the founding members of the band. So tell me the journey of Still Waters and beyond.
Okay, a long time ago, say in around 2001, right? As soon as I finished, my studies and came back, I did my college in Nagpur, right, Maharashtra. Once I came back from there, at that time, I met. I was doing, a course, a computer course, a short-term computer course in NIT, and that's where I met a guy called Suman, who incidentally happened to be the first bassist of Still Waters, as time went by. So I met him, and we were good friends. So one day, and he knew that I used to sing. So he said that if you still sing, if you still perform, if you're interested, then maybe, I have a few friends of mine who can come and maybe we can work something out. So I said definitely. I was very interested, very enthusiastic about it. So he introduced me to the guitarist Sonam, and we met each other. We recruited a drummer, Netra, and a rhythm guitarist, my younger brother Samir, and we just came up with a band, Still Waters. Right now, we're just we didn't have any particular interest in forming a full-fledged, complete, band. We just put a name out there, Still Waters. I put a name out there, and took on that identity and just went on stage on a winter festival, a small winter festival that happens in Gangtok every year. So that was our first show. We hardly played around 4 songs. What made us different from the other existing bands at that time is that we were composing and playing originals. While the trend was mostly that bands used to play covers, So we started with that. The original that we did was called Far-Sighted Woman. That was the first song we ever wrote. So when we did that song, and we did other 3 covers and that particular song. So we did 4 numbers. So when we got up on stage and people came to meet us and they came to tell us that they really liked the show. Everybody was talking about the composition rather than how well we covered the other songs, Iron Maiden song and all that. They were more interested in, did you write this one yourself? You guys wrote a good song. You should write more songs and all that. That led us to thinking that maybe it's a trend that we should start. And at that time in India, there used to be a really big rock festival called the Great Indian Rock Festival. Now, it was the brainchild of Mr. Amit Sehgal, who was the editor-in-chief of a magazine called Rock Street Journal. So that was a platform that his magazine and all of his friends, they got together and created a platform where all bands from all over the country, we could send in demos, a song or two, we could send in recordings. And they would select around 12 or 13 of those songs and put it out on a CD and sell it out along with a Great Indian Rock edition of their magazine. So the CD was something that was free, that came with the magazine, that issue of the magazine. So we also decided that let's write a few songs and record them and send it to Great Indian Rock. So once we recorded 3 songs, The Far-Sighted Woman, Live a Little, and Happy Go Lucky. So these are the 3 songs that we sent them, and sure enough, in about a week or so, a week later, so the Great Indian Rock, the organizers, they gave us a call and they said that you guys are through. You guys should come and perform at Pragati Maidan in Delhi. So it was a really big contrast of sorts. The first show we did was at a small festival, a regional festival, in Gangtok, and the second show we went straight to GIR, to Great Indian Rock, the biggest rock show in India at that time, right? So we were in GIR 6, that was the 6th edition. So we went out there, we performed out there, we got to meet so many, musicians from other states, from all over India. We got to meet bands like Orange Street, Them Clones, and Moksha and all that, really professional people. So that also gave us a huge boost to go ahead and do some more new songs. So we put our full effort and we kept on doing it until we came out and released a whole album with it. And in the process, for 2 years, we were also nominated by RSJ in the Best Indian Band category from the magazine for 2 years. And that's how it went on. And the younger guys who used to come to our shows, they also used to say that we are very inspired, we are going to start a band. Or, if they already had a band, they used to say that, you guys are doing great. We're also going to go ahead and start writing, songs, our own songs, and maybe send it to GIR and all that. So it was kind of a movement towards original music that we started back then. And it's become very fruitful. And nowadays, the bands that are there right now, I wouldn't say the younger bands, but the bands that came after Still Waters, right? All of them have really good originals. They're always looking forward to recording new stuff and going into the studio, and releasing an album, making videos and all that, which wasn't there earlier. So in that ways, I guess we kind of showed a new way to the rock scenario, especially in Sikkim, that a lot can be done than just going up on stage, plugging in your guitars and, rocking out live. There are other aspects to it, like recording is an aspect, marketing, and touring. So those kind of aspects I think we introduced to the local band scenario out there. So that's how we went on. After being in Still Waters for around 10 years, later on, that's when I left. There were some creative differences with the guys, which happens with so many bands. Like a member wants to go in this direction, take the music in this direction, the other member wants to take it in another direction. So that's how it is. So once I left the band, then later on I took a slight hiatus after that. And in the meantime, I was working as an RJ also for a station called 9FM. I was working over there. And working as an RJ, it was really thrilling for me. But at the same time, it didn't leave any time, extra time for me to concentrate on band work or compose music and all that. So it was quite time consuming. So ultimately, once after my tenure as an RJ, when I came back to Gangtok, so then I started, writing some more material again, and gathered a few guys here and there, circling around, lots of musicians, and that's how it went on. And right now, I have a band called Ananth and the Sonic Cartel, which we started just about a year ago. We have already done quite a few shows out there, and I've got 4 guys. It's a 5-man band. So I've got 4 guys with me who are very, very talented and who are really serious about music. There's a guy called Joseph who is on rhythm guitars and who gives the backing vocals also. He himself is, he is a member of a band called Nomads, which is a very popular band from Kalimpong. He's got his own band as well, called Joe's Apartment. Then Amos, our drummer, has the same credentials as Joseph, because they are in the same band and the other bands. Then we have Shikhar on the guitars, who is a well qualified sound engineer who plays lead guitars with us. So with him, I get it's a for me it's a double hit, because I get a good guitarist. At the same time, I get someone who is really good at sound, recording and all that mixing, recording. He has his own studio as well in Gangtok. And we have a bassist called Ruben, who is also someone who's been in this industry for more than a decade. He plays bass. So what I'd like to, the way I'd put it is that we right now have a band that is comparatively new, but at the same time, it's got members that has decades of experience to share between them.
On a different note, I'd like to ask you one thing, that since this is the age of new age technology, where artificial intelligence is gradually taking over every sphere of our work. In music also, we have seen that you can just give AI the prompt and it'll write the song and create the music. In such a scenario, do you think that gradually over the years, do AI poses a threat to traditional music and musicians?
I guess it totally depends on how easy the musicians want it to be. That actually depends on the musicians. If someone is genuinely and authentically interested in making some good music themselves, writing some good lyrics themselves, then the old-fashioned way is the best way to go, rather than just having something ready-made for you with just the push of a button. So that's how it is. And I guess at the moment, in this present situation, the thing is that with AI and all that, so much output is possible in so little time. And music, movies, and all this, the entertainment industry is something that in which if you disappear from the scene for some time, right, then it's very, very hard to make a comeback after that. Right? If the people kind of forget what you had done, who you are, and, where you've been in the past, then when you finally decide to make a comeback, it's going to be a very, very uphill climb. So that's there. And for that reason, in order to stay significant all the time, the best thing to do is come up with new material time and again, so that the people always notice you. Right? So that you never disappear in the first place. So from that aspect, I guess the AI stuff that you're talking about, I mean, that helps a lot because it's so easy. But yeah, in the long run, I think it is going to have a negative impact in the quality of music, the production that is gonna come out, because the thing is that when you let AI create something for you, right, And if there is, there also could be someone else using the AI for the same purpose, right? Now, what happens is similarities start forming up. Say, for instance, you have 10 people. I mean, not 10, let's say 100 people. All of them are using AI to write their lyrics, just as an example, right? To write their lyrics, write their beats. Out of 100 people, surely there are going to be at least 10 instances where the thing is going to sound the same. So similarities are going to be there. And that's where the actual originality comes in. Music is something that has to be felt and then written up. So it becomes unique in itself. So, but if we let technology do all the stuff, then similarities start coming up. And eventually it's going to get a bit boring also. The way I see it is AI will harm the way we write songs, the originality in the industry. It is going to do some harm. But in a longer run, beyond that, I think people are going to get bored because everything's going to sound so monotonous. You listen to one artist, he sounds that way. You listen to another one, he's also going to sound the same way. Ultimately, it's going to die out. I mean, that's how I feel.
Coming back to the different question, it's regarding portrayal of a rock musician in television and film, especially in India.
Yeah.
More precisely in the Hindi films. Do you think that if you have watched any film or any character that even comes close to being a real rock musician?
As far as the movies are concerned in India, right? Bollywood movies are concerned. I think the movie Rock On, they did it properly. The movie called Rock On, I think Farhan Akhtar and Arjun Rampal and all were there. So, that is Rock On Part 1, the first one.
Okay.
Because I believe there are two, no, right? Rock On, and there is a sequel to that, right? Yeah, Rock On 2. So the first one, right? The second one went a little astray and followed the trend, that Bollywood trend, twisted it and moved around in some other direction than just being a band. But the first one, Rock On Part 1, I think it got at least 80% of the facts correct, like what a band goes through, what a rock musician goes through in India. But at the same time, another movie called Rockstar, right? Another movie called Rockstar. I think Ranbir Kapoor, right? Ranbir Kapoor is there in that movie. That movie, I mean, the songs were good, but I didn't like that movie because they made it seem like being a very well-known rock musician is really, really easy, right? It's really, really easy. The person goes here, there, he gets live shows so easily, he gets recording contracts so easily. In all of that, in the entire movie, there is no, what do you say? There's no importance given to how a musician collects how a singer collects the musicians around them, right? It's all about that one person. So to have a proper band, the characters that are there. So it was more than a movie that was based on, as the name suggested, a rock star, right? It was more than a movie about a rock star falling in love. It was more of a movie about. It was more like a love story where a rock musician is somehow involved in. That's it. So I mean that was quite unreal. So Rock On, yes, really good. Rockstar, nah, no, not for me.
Do you have anyone in your mind with whom you like to collaborate with to create music?
Collaborations. There are so many collaborations I'd like to make. And I have been, when I say collaborations, I'm not the kind of person who, like collaboration, I start dreaming that what if I could collaborate with Guns N' Roses, what if I could collaborate with Metallica and all that, I mean, that's something that I have seen and come across people who take it in that direction to the extreme. I wish I could go ahead and do a song with Metallica. If I had my dreams come true, I would do a song with Iron Maiden. And for me, it's a more realistic kind of thing, right? So when I talk about collaborations, I talk about guys that are more grounded and very talented, who are good friends of mine as well. So in that ways, I would say I have been lucky enough to already collaborate with quite a few people that I've really wanted to work with. In a few days, a song is coming out. It's a Nepalese rock song. It's coming out with a very talented guitarist called. His name is Mr. Rajesh Pradhan. So it's going to be coming out soon on YouTube, right? So that way is there. There are so many people I'd like to collaborate with, but I just make sure that I don't rush after a dream collaboration with someone whom I know I'm not gonna get a chance to do it with, right? So that is there. I can't actually name one or two people. There are lots of musicians from Darjeeling and Nepal whom I'd like to collaborate. I've had the chance to collaborate with a music director from the Nepal film industry called Mr. Suresh Rai. I've done a song with him, recorded a song for him. So these kinds of collaborations, as time goes by, it comes along the way. So I couldn't name one particular person to really hit it out with, but I'd say there are quite a few of them that I really want
But
to
you
work
have
with.
played with one of the iconic guitarists of all time from Scorpions
No,
band. Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now that was a one-off show. It was at a live show. I don't actually remember the exact year it was, but it was quite some time ago. There was a big natural calamity in Sikkim, a big earthquake in Sikkim, and lots of damage was done to life and property. Right. So, in order to revitalize the tourism in Sikkim, to give it a second, a second breathing phase, the organizers, the tourism, and all the organizers, they decided to call upon some celebrities from all around the world. There were some Bollywood celebrities also. There were some great footballers like Ruud Gullit from Holland and all that who had come out there to play an exhibition match. And among them, there was Rudolf Schenker of Scorpions as well. So in that scenario, since he had come, not as it's not that the whole band Scorpions had come, but Rudolf had come there as an individual, as a single artist, because he was somehow linked to the foundation which was helping Sikkim get back on its feet again. So when he came out here, he wanted to perform, and he needed a vocalist for that. There was another group called, I think, Underground Authority from Calcutta, I think. So they were also there. They had also been invited as a guest artist. Rudolph was supposed to join them in one song and do a song with them. But the thing is that the vocalist of the band, he was a rapper, right? It was a nu metal kind of band. So he was a rapper, and all he did was rap. And he was having some trouble with that, not being able to sing a particular, full-fledged old-fashioned rock song, right? So when that happened, somehow there somebody gave me a call, asked me, would you like to, do it? So obviously I jumped on to the chance to do it with a great, guitarist like Rudolf. I got into it. I met him at his this hotel room. We had a short jam up, in like on the song "Rock You Like a Hurricane." So he liked the way I sang. He said, it's going to work out really well." So that's how I got a chance to perform with him.
So, Anand, it was really nice talking to you. I mean, we spoke
Okay.
on a lot of
All
things.
right.
Before we
Yeah,
wind
yeah.
up, I just like to share something for the upcoming musicians who want to take up music seriously. One advice that you'd like to give them.
One advice I'd like to give the upcoming musicians is, you really need to stay true to your craft. Please go ahead and create music rather than just doing covers. Create some more music. Do really some good songs, and I mean. Emphasize a lot and give original music a lot of importance, whether it's rock or pop or hip hop or anything, right? Make sure you emphasize a lot on creating your own music rather than doing just cover stuff. And you have to completely true to your craft. You have to be very sincere in your craft. Always practice, practice, practice. And music is a scene where the harder you work, the more you practice, the better your shows are going to get, the better your performance is going to get, for sure. It's a guarantee. The more you practice, the better you become. So original music and staying true to your art all the time, practice a lot, take music very seriously. That's more or less what I'd like to tell the upcoming musicians.
Thank you so much. That's something really we all need to do. In whatever craft we
Hmm.
have, we need to be original. We need to be hardworking, and we
Yeah, yeah,
definitely have plan. So thank you,
yeah.
Ananth, once again for joining me in my show.
Uh,
So
yeah, it
this
was a
was
pleasure. It was a pleasure.
this was Candidate Pathos today's episode. I hope you have really enjoyed it. I'll come again in another episode with some other guests. We'll speak on some other topic on life, about them, their journey, their struggle. Till then, subscribe to my channel, like the video and share it, and listen to good music. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.